We are headed to the old court train station to pick up John Atlowski. He has had some changes in his limb, and we're casting him for a new socket.
What are the changes in the limb?
His limb actually got bigger,
Uh-huh.
so it's creating a little. A lot of people, when they walk on their leg, as they're walking, their limb shrinks down and gets smaller, and they need to add prosthetic socks so that their limb fits into the socket. Well, John does just the opposite. His leg swells up, and because it swells up, his socket is too small, and it hurts him. So this is being delivered to a guy after I'm done with John. I'll take John back to the train station. He'll be on his way, and I'll go downtown to deliver this to a patient.
So you picked up John, the train station. You're delivering that to a patient.
John's going to come back here. We're going to cast him.
Right.
And then I'm going to take John back to the train station, and then I'm going to take all this stuff with me, and I'm going to run down to a nursing home in Baltimore and deliver 2 prosthetics and cast somebody for a brace.
That's awesome. So is it normal for a company like this to
we're the only
go out there and deliver stuff and pick people up and everything like that?
No, we're the only company. You have to get this license. It's called an RSA license, a Residential Service Agency license. We're the only prosthetic company in the Baltimore metropolitan area that will actually go out and see a patient in the home. Saying if you're seeing a patient in the home, you need to demonstrate policies and procedures that you know about home safety and proper care, CPR, all those kinds of things. So me being a physical therapist, as well as other practitioners that work with us, Mike is also a physical therapist. Rashona's not, she's a prosthetist, so is John. But we know that most of our patients are not running 5K races. They're going to the grocery store, going to the doctor, going down the steps, getting in the car. So we know that 80%, 90% of their time is spent in or around their home. So we go out to the home, modify the prosthetic, and make sure that it's working safely for them. So most traditional O&P groups sit at a desk and wait for patients 1 through 5 to come in every day to adjust their prosthetic. So they look at just the prosthetic. We look at the person as a whole to say, okay, you have a static prosthetic, a device that you can use, but are you using it functionally? Does it fit well? Is it comfortable? And show me how you're using it in your home, and how are you being safe so that you don't fall. We're keeping it simple. We have a small location, and we go out to see patients. So honestly, we can see less patients in a day, but I think our outcomes are greater because we don't look at just the prosthetic and how it's fitting. We look at the patient as a holistic approach in functional living, and that's nobody does what we do. Absolutely nobody. So what other companies look at is they look at the prosthetic itself. They look at the prosthetic, the pipe, and the foot, and they say, how can I fix this so that the patient doesn't have discomfort? Where we say, okay, you have discomfort, but let's not just look at the static prosthetic. Let's look at how you're functioning and how the impact of that activity affects how the prosthetic fits, and what can we do from a holistic approach. So patient A comes in, they said, I'm having trouble going down the steps. They come into your office and they're fine with walking, but when they go down the steps, it creates a little bit of a different scenario. You try steps here and you may not manifest the same problem that the patient is complaining about. So I think that Advantage Prosthetics, I know that our approach is an approach that A, makes the patients happy, B, we're getting outcome results that are functional for the patient, and C, we're meeting a need in the community by going to the patient. Patients say, man, I can't get in today because I don't have a car. I can't get in today because the mobility van can't pick me up. I can't get in today because I don't have a car, or somebody can't drive me. So they cancel their appointment. Where we'll say, we're coming to you. What's wrong with your prosthetic? Oh, I have pain when I go down the steps. I have a pain, so you analyze how are they going down the steps, how are they functioning, what can you do to modify the prosthetic, or to educate them differently to do the steps so they don't have any discomfort or pain. So that's where it is. Now, would that patient, if they came to the office, Would you be able to see how they do the steps? No, because everybody's steps are different. You might say, well, you have steps here, you have steps outside, you have a railing, but everybody's steps are different. They're different heights, different sizes, railings are placed different, not placed. So by going out to the patient, you're able to get a true, every patient is different, every personality is different, everybody's home is different. Here, I've been a PT for 25 years. Mike has been a PT for 23 years. We've been doing prosthetics for probably 10 or combined 10 or 15. When you add the prosthetic and healthcare experience of all of our practitioners, it's almost 100 years of education and training for upper or lower extremity prosthetics. We're coming around the bend and we're suddenly in the lead and everybody's looking around going, who are these guys? What are they doing? So we're trying to approach things a little differently.